everyone. Welcome back to our podcast, No More Secrets. As always, I'm your aunt, Mary Albrecht.
And I'm your niece, Katie Albrecht.
And I'm Matt.
Matt is my fiancé, and I think this is his first video debut on No More Secrets. Is that right?
Sure.
His voice has been here before.
He has lended his voice before, yes, but
And-
it's the first time he's actually showing his face.
And that's Katie's gray boyfriend. And then
Right.
This is my gray boyfriend. His name is Dunkle. And he is, we'll go into his story a little later, but I co-adopted him, and he is now part of the fitness loft when I'm here, and then he goes to one of my clients at night. He's 14 years old, and he's doing great. I just got him on Monday, and he's just so sweet. So he loves being with me, so he's going to be on the podcast today. He may or may not say much, but Matt, on the other hand,
yeah. Should I have my gray boyfriend sit on my lap too, or if we didn't have so many wires, maybe it might work.
Otherwise, it would be 100%. Yep.
Right, yeah.
So obviously, Matt is your fiance. I mean, more than
True.
your boyfriend.
Yeah, that's
he could
a
be
good point.
both, though. Actually,
Yeah. Just labels.
You have both a fiance and a boyfriend.
All in one. I'm a lucky gal. Yeah.
Hey, what's the significance of your blue shamrock? Is that a shamrock?
It's a 4-leaf clover.
Oh, so
Just
that's
the same thing, right?
That's why it's not.
I think it's
green?
the same, yeah.
Oh,
It's a
why is it
golf
blue?
Brand.
a golf brand.
Yeah.
Brand.
Brand.
Golf land?
It's golf brand.
What's the brand? Is it called Live Lucky?
Yeah.
It is.
Lucky brand.
Oh, are
that's
you
nice.
lucky? Are you lucky? I think maybe you are.
She's
Yes.
getting the gray boyfriends mixed up, I think.
That's right.
Anyway, so why is Matt here?
That's a good question. I'm just kidding. I think this was kind of impromptu, but we thought he could come and help us with the pop culture that I've been trying to teach you
Oh boy,
for a long time. So maybe from his experiences, he can
is
give
he
you
good
some
at
good ones.
Is he good at pop culture too?
Yes.
I mean, better than you even.
I would think so.
I
Yeah.
know he's good at Star
Although
Wars.
I'm
but
definitely better at like Taylor Swift pop culture, I would say.
what about Game of Thrones? Who's better?
Probably him. He's read the books, so he definitely knows
Okay.
more than I do. Yeah.
All right.
He introduced it
And
to
what
me.
about Star Wars? Definitely him. Big time, right?
Should I piss him off and save me?
There's no chance.
Don't you do Star Wars trivia nights and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Do you usually win?
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it. Actually, that was how I met his parents, and they're all really good at Star Wars trivia.
Well, my mother is.
I'm sorry. Yes, your mom is. You're right. But they were just so in their
My
element.
dad's good at drinking beer.
And eating Twizzlers at the same time. I remember that from the first time I met them. Yeah.
Sure.
The first time you went to this trivia, or the first time you met him?
First time I met them and went to the trivia. Yeah, it was when they were in their Star Wars element of like doing the trivia and stuff.
Wow, that's impressive. How does
And I stuck around. Yeah.
You stuck around.
They're very good at it.
How does Dunkle look right now? If we could just get back to my boyfriend.
Oh yeah, he looks great.
Does
Honestly,
he look happy?
He's made for the camera, yeah. Yeah.
He is. He's got a little goober in his eye, but he's old.
He's kind of an old guy, but he's got a sweet personality.
Yeah. Anyway, so
yeah,
we
Matt.
have a couple of topics today. However, we're going to start with this thing. And Matt said he may not give me multiple choice because then it's just a guessing game. And I'm like, well, there's no chance. All right, we'll try something.
Maybe,
easy.
Maybe one question could be multiple choice.
All right, well, give me something. Start something easy. Well,
Okay, so
Like
how
that
I
matters.
thought I would do this would be to give Mary a very easy question about pop culture. I guess this started because you didn't know Lion King. So
or anything. I don't know anything Disney.
She doesn't know any Disney, so you can literally anything like meant
have
for like a fourth grader, you can give to
one
Barry.
Disney question, I guess.
Okay.
And then
I wonder
Katie
if I'll
said
get-
she wanted questions too, so they might be like the 5th grade question of whatever I asked
Instead of
Mary.
fourth grade.
So
Fifth grade for me, and what's Katie's grade?
5th.
Oh, you're fifth grade. I'm fourth grade.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's, hey, I'll take it. Am I smarter than a fifth grader? We'll see.
We'll see.
So what's the first question, Matt? What do you got for us?
Or me. This is
So-
What do you got for Mary?
my turn.
For
Mary-
a fourth grade participant over there.
Mary first.
Okay.
The topic is Disney princesses.
Okay.
Which?
I tried to warn you, to give you a heads up.
I didn't even know there were Disney princesses.
Which?
Okay, go on.
You see what you're dealing with here, so go on.
Princess Leia.
Oh,
Not technically Disney. I don't like Disney
mean,
Star
if-
Wars. So.
Okay.
technically it is Disney though, but that's another
No,
story.
but
Yeah.
No, I think in Disney she's General Leia. So.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay.
She's speaking nerd over here. It's
Okay.
okay. Anyways, first question.
Disney princesses. Which one of these Disney princesses wasn't born royalty? A. Cinderella. B. Ariel from The Little Mermaid. Or C. Jasmine from Aladdin.
Oh, that's a good question.
I'm going to say Cinderella because wasn't she the stepchild?
Ding, ding, ding.
Great job, man. That's a good question.
You got one.
I got one.
Should you give me one then, so then we
But
can
is
like
Cinderella
face each other
Disney?
off?
Cinderella's Disney.
Cinderella is like the beginning of Disney.
of
Okay.
Disney.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good job, Mary. Should we give you like a
A round of applause. And then the other way.
round?
Or could I have a seal of approval?
Arf? Arf? Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Yes, you can. Okay.
All right. Well, that was a good question.
Move to the 5th grade level.
Trying to think of a Disney one for you. Disney princess one for you. Okay. In
Why am I nervous?
Beauty and the Beast,
Oh boy.
which country is it set in?
Oh, France.
Ding,
Wow.
ding, ding.
Yeah.
All right, you
How'd
both
you
got
know
question
that?
one.
Well, because there's like a French candlestick, so I feel like. What is his name? Lumiere or something like that?
Mhm.
Like it's a very French name or
Oh,
something.
yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah. I did know that.
Okay, what was the next question I wrote down?
Oh, you wrote some notes. That's
No,
good.
not really. Okay. Question number 2.
For Mary.
I guess it's kind of Halloween, but not really. For Halloween, yesterday, Katie dressed up as Eeyore. What kind of animal is Eeyore?
I don't even know where Eeyore's from.
Should we give her a hint?
Okay, Eeyore is from Winnie the Pooh. So I guess I can give you.
He's a bear.
But that's Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh is a bear. Yes. What? Who is
Eeyore, really?
Eeyore is... I don't know. Can you give me a hint? Or
It's
can you
like
give
a-
me multiple choice?
Okay. Is he A, a pig, B, the tiger, or C, the donkey?
Pig.
It's not the pig. It's the donkey.
He's the donkey.
He's
That was
the
going to be my
donkey.
second choice.
I was gonna say
Not
like a
tiger.
little horse or something. It's like the hint. Would that
Oh,
give
that-
it away?
A little horse.
A little horse, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I would have said a pony.
You're the pony.
yeah.
All right, 1 for 1.
Hey, you're
I'm
doing
exhausted.
great. 50% is more than the 0% you had last time, or whatever it was. That's improvement.
Okay. Really easy to go up from 0. Well, actually, you could tie it, though. Yeah.
There's nowhere else to go. You gotta go up. Yeah.
Can't go down.
So, do you have any other questions, or
I think for you,
okay?
this might be too easy for you.
What? I thought you said Winnie the Pooh was Halloween.
Well, it's Halloween because she dressed up as Eeyore yesterday for Halloween.
Oh, you did?
I did. Yeah.
You
at
were
work.
a pig? No.
She was a donkey.
Yes, I was a donkey. A
How
very
did you
sad
dress
donkey.
as a donkey?
My coworker had a Eeyore onesie that I could borrow, so I was just in a onesie all day at work. which was actually very comfortable. I enjoyed the experience. I recommend, So
Oh, did you get a picture that we could put on Instagram?
I can probably, yeah, I have a picture.
Okay.
I can show. But what's the question?
For you?
Yeah.
Okay, if this is too easy, I'll ask you a different one. But Eeyore always loses something. What does he always lose?
His keys. Oh, sorry. Just because you were dressed as Eeyore.
She always loses her keys.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
True. It would make sense. Okay, do I get like a
No.
multiple choice or anything?
Oh, this one's easy.
His
Mind.
happiness.
That too, but he
No,
never
that's
had
right.
his happiness, so
He is kind of a sad donkey.
no, it's
Oh.
okay. Your hint. Your hint is it's a body part.
His tail?
His tail.
He does.
How does he lose his tail?
Huh.
It's pinned on.
Oh, like a donkey?
Like
Like
a
a-
old
have you ever
donkey.
seen the
Winnie
tail on-
Pooh?
No.
They're all like
No.
I honestly haven't seen the actual show.
the illustration style's kind of that way where it's a little,
Is that where Pin the Tail on the Donkey came from? The game?
it's I think they took that from Pin the Tail on the Donkey. They pinned his tail on and he would lose all the time.
Whoa, that's
He
so
was
cool.
Depressed, clinically depressed for
Because he would lose
the
his
whole show.
Because he would lose his tail.
I think didn't they say that all the animals are like mental disorder almost?
I think in later years, yeah.
Yeah,
like
they said like
or they like an emotion or something.
yeah, emotion because he's always sad. Tigger's crazy,
Because that's
Yeah.
crazy's just an emotion.
Winnie the Pooh's hungry. Piglet's scared.
There is a
right?
pig then.
Yeah.
Yeah, Piglet.
Oh, okay.
Hey, he's Piglet.
There's a tiger. There's a rabbit. There's an
There is?
owl. There's
What the hell is this thing?
It's a kids thing. I don't know.
You never heard of Winnie the Pooh? Huh?
I've
There's
heard of Winnie the
books
Pooh,
and-
but I
Honestly, to be fair, I'm not as familiar with that one either.
Yeah.
But so that was, I guess I learned stuff
but
today.
so if he loses his tail, is that the same as chasing his tail?
Not really. No.
You know-
He's very.
Like a
he's,
dog or
he's
something.
depressed. So
Like
his
your boyfriend?
character. His character is very gloomy. Like if he walks around, like there's a literal rain cloud that like follows him around. Almost, he's the gloomy one.
Oh, that's
And
so
so
sad.
he's always like, "I
It
lost
kind of
my
is in
tail.
retrospect, yeah.
He maybe needs to be on
Today
our...
sucks. I lost my tail."
Shoot.
Yeah, yeah, that's how Eeyore is.
Have a nice day.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying that to
Pretty
people
much.
yesterday a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, have a nice day.
He needs to be on our podcast and share about his depression.
Right? I think that'd be great.
Does he look tired? Is he getting sleepy?
His eyes are starting to fall a little
Okay,
bit.
good. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, you want a sleepy boyfriend.
I do.
Yeah.
Actually, this
I
is the
just
best.
woke up from a nap.
Do you guys notice how they... See, you have a sleepy boyfriend.
I do, yes.
And
He had to take it before we came here today so that he didn't get too sleepy on the podcast.
Aw, it's so sweet how you three are dressed in gray, but I've got some of the pink. This is the shirt that our
You
logo...
got gray pants.
And I got gray pants. And then our logo, this is the shirt that I was wearing.
Oh, yeah. It's the exact color. I didn't even realize that.
And she put the lace on and everything.
Yeah.
I don't have my glass of wine, sadly.
Why not?
That's a bummer, man. Yeah.
All
Okay,
right.
third question.
Oh, we got one more. Okay,
One more
good.
question.
Okay.
That's fair.
3 questions. I don't think you should get multiple choice on this one. So,
Because whatever is the first thing that comes to your mind, honestly. Yeah.
in the classic Nintendo game, Super Mario Brothers, what's the name of Mario's brother?
Look at her face.
Is this pop culture?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say it is.
Mario.
Because Mario is like a character, too.
Yeah,
Like,
he's a famous Nintendo
yeah.
character.
Romeo.
That's it. I'm just kidding.
It's not Romeo.
Mario and Romeo. It's another Italian name, if that
It
helps.
is.
Guido.
Mario and Guido.
Hugo.
Oh my gosh.
Hugo? Italian
It's
name.
more French.
Salvatore.
Wow. I didn't realize there were so many common Italian names that you could think of.
Bruno.
It's Luigi.
Luigi.
Mario and Luigi.
Like linguini.
Kinda.
I mean, Mario and Luigi are brothers?
Yes.
And one's red and one's green.
Which one's red?
Mario.
Which
I
one's
should
green?
ask what color is Mario.
Yeah, give her less options, honestly.
What color is Mario?
And which one's green? Linguini.
Linguini, yeah.
Wait, what's his name?
Luigi.
Okay, linguini. Aw.
No, you did a great job, Mary. I think you were close with
You got a question, too.
Guido.
With Guido, yeah. It was kind of like linguini. Or what is it again?
It's got that
Luigi.
that
Yeah.
wee sound in it. I can see what you mean. Do I get one more?
Yeah.
And then is
And
this
then
for all
we'll
the
move
marbles?
on.
And then we'll move on. Yeah.
We'll move on.
Sweet.
In the video game, Mario shoots fireballs. And Dr. Mario, what does he shoot?
I
had to make it a little harder for you.
bowling balls.
He does not.
What does he shoot?
Pills.
Pills.
That's Dr. Mario.
See, I don't know things either. So he's like,
How do you know that?
It's a video game.
that you
because
play.
I know things.
Grew up playing.
I know things.
So,
Yeah. Well, okay. So we're both kind of average at pop culture.
Did you get two out of 3?
No, I got one, and you got one.
What was your second one again? The second question?
what does Eeyore always lose?
Oh yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
I got it after a couple.
Hints.
It's
hints,
happiness.
so I don't know
That
if it
was
counts.
good, though.
It's true.
It was kind of, yeah.
It's never found, but yeah. It's,
he doesn't ever, yeah, it's not like he can lose it because he never had it.
Can anyone think of a pop culture question that I wouldn't know? Off the top of your head?
Try a Taylor Swift one, quick.
what's Harry Styles' middle name? Huh? What is it? He's British, remember?
Yeah, it's probably
Luigi.
British name.
That just came to me at the top of my head. I should really do this.
William and Harry. Oh.
His name is Harry, yes.
Harry.
It can't be his middle name, too. It's Harry.
Hi, I'm Harry Styles. Or like his middle name is Harold, and then it's his first name is Harry or something. Yeah.
Oh, Christoph.
Kristoff? That's the guy from Frozen.
Okay.
Hey, we stumped him.
Well, not we. I don't know. I mean,
True, I stumped you. It's Edward.
oh, like a prince.
I think so.
Prince Edward.
Yeah.
Huh,
Yeah, it's
okay.
kind of like that.
Okay.
So there you go. You learned something.
So happy.
And probably forget it right away, right?
What's that?
You'll forget it right away, meaning Matt will.
He remembers things pretty well, I think.
Oh, I'm going to
I'll
remember
probably
that.
never forget.
Unfortunately.
I'll never forget it.
Okay, so
I hope I'm right.
The second thing that we thought we would talk. Oh, you may not even be right.
I think I am, but
Okay.
like I said, it just came to my head at the right that moment.
All right, so let me get my glasses because the second thing we thought we would do while we had Matt. Does anyone see my glasses? What do I always lose? Oh.
Have you checked? Yeah, I was gonna say, have you checked under the dog? How's boyfriend doing?
We thought we would corner Matt because I'm, the Reverend now, the Reverend.
And you got to show
Mary.
off your new book.
And this came with the packet by the power vested in you. Note the word power that invested in me. Okay?
But it says you.
Well, in you. The book is talking to
So me.
So I just wanted to I thought we could corner Matt on a few of the counseling questions they have, but before we do that,
Because you're practicing your minister duties.
I am.
Yeah.
And so I have to start the ceremony with a welcome statement prepared to greet the audience. It should be catered to match the preferences of the couple. Work with them to understand what type of ceremony they'd like to have.
Short and sweet.
So they said, so then I'm supposed to acknowledge the guests with a sincere thank you for your attendance. Okay?
And tell them to sit down.
And then tell them to sit down.
Yes.
And stand up.
Or just stand for the
Tell
whole
them to
thing.
keep standing.
Yeah.
A quick note on the significance of marriage in a relationship, which is hilarious because I'm not even legally married.
Right.
I really shouldn't be doing this.
Isn't that funny?
I just would, I don't disagree with marriage.
Priests aren't legally married.
Oh, that's
what
true.
What do they know?
And they have boyfriends, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
True.
And then, this is the best part, an introduction of the minister, making note of their role as an ordained minister in assisting the happy couple with their marriage vows.
That's us.
And then a bit of advice directed toward the soon-to-be newlyweds. This is so great.
What advice would you give us? Or do you want to make it a surprise?
It's going to be a surprise, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's going to take a while for me to come up with some.
Yeah, we won't take your advice anyway.
The ring, exactly. The ring exchange is a beautiful one and provides the couple the opportunity to display to the world their lifelong commitment and devotion to one another. Oh, fuck. What have I gotten into?
Can you say that during the ceremony?
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck. Okay, but just so you know, you can have a contemporary ceremony, a traditional ceremony, a same-sex ceremony. We should do that. That would be fun.
But who's going to change then?
A Wiccan pagan ceremony. We know about Wiccans.
That might be interesting.
A vow renewal ceremony, which doesn't apply. A simple ceremony.
Satan is joining us today.
That could be fun.
Could be fun.
Mm-hmm.
A simple ceremony. Some couples don't want to go through the stress of planning a big wedding and would prefer to avoid getting caught up in all the details.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
sounds good.
That sounds like us, I would say.
Or symbolic. Like symbolic ceremonies. Oh. Okay, like you just go to the courthouse and get married, but then you hold a symbolic wedding ceremony later.
Sounds
And then I am the
All of
one-
them sound good?
all of the above. All right, so
This is a
I am
nifty
spo-
little book we got here.
I am supposed to speak with a couple about their ceremony. There are a number of questions that should be asked.
Go on.
Then I need to prepare.
You have our attention.
Yeah, questions for the couple. You already have a location. Do you plan on holding a wedding rehearsal?
I think we should.
We get one. So.
Yeah, we get one. So yes.
How long would you like the ceremony to be?
7 minutes.
That's how long it's going to take to talk about me.
I was going to say, do you really expect Mary to hold it to 7 minutes? I'd say maybe like a half hour at the most.
Ugh.
At the most!
I have to
At
be
the
there?
most.
Would you be writing and reading your own vows, or do I provide them?
You're providing vows now?
Well, yeah. Power.
It's
How much you
Vested.
charge for that?
Me. Nothing monetary.
yeah. I don't know. I don't think we thought about it.
Just having to put up with Mary for 11 months before your wedding.
Yeah, reading lines from the book and everything.
What would you like me to wear?
It's priest
Hot dog
robes.
costume.
Priest robe and a hot dog costume.
Honestly, I think that's the best for everyone.
Are there any special traditions like candle lighting or hand holding or whatever that you'd like included in the ceremony?
I don't really have traditions. Do you have traditions?
God, no.
No?
Oh,
Yeah.
this is important. How would you like to be announced at the end? Mr. and
Dr.
Mrs.
Doctor and Mrs.
Dr. and Mrs. Forsyth. He also became a doctor during this ceremony.
Or like Dr. Forsyth and Katie or something.
Well, would you want to be Mr. and Mrs. or Dr. and Mrs. or do you want to be Katie and Matt Forsyth? It's probably better to be Mr. and Mrs.
Mr. and Mrs. is probably fine. Yeah.
Just ignoring my PhD.
You know, Terry has a post hole digger, and he says he has a PhD.
I've heard other uses for that acronym, but I'm not going to say on air.
Oh, okay. Let's see. I think that's all for that. But then this is, okay, then they talk about marriage licenses and how important it is that I check with my state and be sure that I file it correctly so that you're actually married when we're done. Okay. How did you two meet? These are some meaningful questions, making it meaningful.
Should we have Matt answer these questions, or should
Sure.
I?
How did we meet?
Yes, Matt. How did we meet? Tell us.
Katie was shoving bread into her mouth walking into the door of the Sullivan's kitchen.
Is that really the first time you saw her? She was shoving bread? That makes
It was
perfect
probably
sense.
among the first time. If not bread, probably French fries was another one, too. And we weren't supposed to eat outside the kitchen doors, so every time he saw me, it was like
Just trying to swallow as the door was closing.
And then we would make eye contact, and it was pretty funny, actually. Yeah.
Okay, what initially drew you together?
My humor.
Wait, what drew you to her, not what drew you to you?
Yeah.
What drew
I
you?
don't know,
friend-
we'd have fun, mess around in the kitchen.
Yeah, we had a good time.
You found a girl that has a good sense of humor,
Mhm.
not all stuck up and prissy.
Yeah.
We used
True.
to sit and polish silverware and then sing "Rock Your Body" by Justin Timberlake.
That too. Yeah.
And we would sit like swing our hips in like at the same time and sing it, and I would sing the girls' part, you would sing the guys and stuff.
What's Rock Your Body? How's that go?
It's a Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake song.
Oh, I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, we'll play it at the wedding too. Yeah.
Okay, great. Have you picked the song that you're going to walk down the aisle to yet?
We've been thinking about it.
Okay.
We
All
don't
right.
have a definite thing yet, but we have some ideas.
What drew you to Matt, Katie?
His I guess his sense of humor. I'm sure that's what he wants me to say. I mean, but seriously, we had a lot in common. We were both from Wisconsin and an Illinois workplace. We seemed to understand each other's humor. Like, I didn't have to try really
Yeah.
to be around him. So it was I think it was just pretty easy.
Didn't somebody tell you that you should totally date him because you're both white and tall?
Yes.
But she was crazy, so.
Yes. Also that.
You're both white and tall.
Yeah, because you guys are both white and tall. And we're like, thanks. I nailed it.
What's kind of cute is when you say Utah, Matt says Utah, but I taller. Because he is actually taller.
That's a great joke.
He is actually taller than you. You found a guy taller.
Yeah, wow, crazy.
Because you're like 7'5".
Honestly, yeah, the way people talk about me, my height. They do act like I'm...
What was your proposal like?
It's the most romantic proposal ever
Obviously.
proposed.
Yeah, very...
Actually, it was hilarious what you
Very
said,
proposed.
though. I love the way he said it. It was a takeoff of Rocky, right?
Oh, yeah. Do you want to repeat it, Matt?
So, would you mind marrying me much?
Okay, let's keep in mind. So we were at our apartment in Florida, and it was a cold day, and I was just trying to warm up. So I was sitting on the couch playing Sudoku, and then all of a sudden he starts saying nice things to me, and I'm like, what?
And you're like, hold on, I want to finish my game.
I'm still in the middle of this, you know? And he, like, runs across the room while, like, grinning at me. And comes back to ask me to stand up, and then says, Katie Elizabeth Albrecht, would you mind marrying me much? And the rest, as they say, was history.
Did you say yes?
Yeah, weirdly, I did, you know?
Did you say yes right away, though? Like, just, like, or were you shocked for... She laughed?
Yeah, she laughed at me.
I did?
I'm just kidding.
You probably laughed at the proposal. I mean,
I laughed at the
Yeah.
way he said it. Yeah, it was like...
It is
It
funny.
was pretty funny,
That's
yeah.
so you guys. All right, a couple more questions, and then we'll move on to our next topic.
Our next topic, yeah.
Matt, what do you like most about Katie?
Her face.
Oh,
Shucks. Thanks.
that's sweet though, isn't she pretty?
Mm-hmm.
She really is pretty. You are pretty.
It's the makeup, I think.
No, you're just pretty all the time. Doesn't matter. Oh, that was sweet.
The second most thing I like is her aunt.
Oh, that's nice. And our minister. I didn't know you had a thing for ministers.
Oh, definitely.
Wow, I've
Man,
learned so much.
he's totally buttering up for this ceremony, so I don't blow it. Katie, what do you like most about Matt?
Probably his no teeth smile. Look at that. That's the face he made when I ate bread walking out the kitchen doors.
You want to know what I like most about you, Matt? Katie, I'm not going to say because, we've
'Cause
known each
fuck
other
that
so
girl.
long.
Yeah.
I like that you don't give a shit about what people think. That's been my lifelong goal, to become that way. And you're so good at it, and it's natural. Not to say that you're not a caring person, though. You're not like, but if somebody is being an idiot, you don't take time with them, and you don't have all this, like, I shouldn't have said that, I should have said that. It's just like, and
It's a good point.
Katie, at least I need, Terry's a lot like that, and I think Katie and we need somebody like that in our lives, because we've been told our whole lives that what we think is wrong, and that we're not entitled to our feelings, whereas you're like so confident that this is how I feel and that is what it is, so move on.
Right.
Yeah.
I actually agree with that. I like your attitude on life, and I feel like I learned from you a lot, which... Look at his face right now.
He's got the smile, so now you have both things.
Right, yeah. Then I got the new no teeth smile too.
And
yeah,
then
I
the
do
second
appreciate that.
thing is your hugs. You give good hugs. He's very strong.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not even a hugger. I never was. But with him, yummy.
Right. He's your third boyfriend, right?
Third. Who's the first? Oh, Carrie.
Terry? Yeah, maybe we could go with Terry, I guess.
First. All right. And this is the last question. What is the best adventure you've had together?
We've done a lot of traveling together.
Okay.
I would say going to Europe. We went to Europe. I went for 2 weeks. He went for a month. It was really early on in our relationship, and I feel like we got to know each other a lot.
When was
way.
that? September or something? Or
Yeah, it was like 6 months after we started dating. It was September of 2018.
And it's kind of neat that you ended up finding where your dad was living when he was a baby.
Yeah, I saw where Grandma and Grandpa lived for a year. That wasn't, he planned the trip originally and allowed me to go to this obscure French town and like see this house when it wasn't part of his original plan, obviously.
Yeah,
But
that was neat.
so it was kind of a cool trip, yeah. So I think that was...
You agree with that, Matt? That's probably one of the best.
Adventure? Yeah, I guess so.
Have you ever had like an adventure that wasn't planned? Like, oh shoot, we got lost, or we got a flat tire, or what about, didn't you go rafting? I don't get lost. See? His confidence.
Yeah, his I don't give a fuck attitude.
Didn't you go rafting though and fall in or something?
Kayaking. That wasn't really...
Oh, yeah.
That was a
I
drunken
forgot
adventure.
in the Milwaukee River.
Yeah.
And what happened? I
She
forgot.
pushed me over.
Well, he was pushing me into a boat coming at me, so I was pushing him away from me.
Oh, and that's how you ended up in the water?
And then he tipped because he was very drunk.
That's a fun adventure.
It was. It ended up being like a funny thing because it took a half hour to get first him off, and then Joe fell in right afterwards.
Well, that's right. Yeah.
Because he was trying to get in from
was
the
pretty
dock,
drunk, too.
and then he tipped. So then we were like, we just got Matt out. Now we got to get Joe, too. So it was like a whole 30, 40-minute ordeal, I think. But it ended up being something we laughed about afterwards.
Very cool.
Yeah, so it was a good time.
All right, I now pronounce you husband and wife.
Oh, thanks. You guys all heard it.
Can you send the paperwork?
And just be done with it now?
Save us some money.
Why don't you just be done? Yeah.
Honestly, I
have
think
a big party.
I think that's official.
think about
right?
it all the time. What, our
It can
minister
be.
doesn't want to do
she,
it?
No, she just pronounces husband and wife. It's done.
I can do it. Anybody can walk up the stairs and I can pronounce them husband and wife. I mean, you have to sign the paperwork. But
Give me a pen.
All right, we can do it now and then have a party later on our date next year. Thanks for marrying us, Mary.
it's actually really easier than I thought it would be.
Yeah, it's not bad, right?
Completely not qualified. True story.
No, you read the book.
I read the book.
The little book that's like a centimeter thick. Not even.
Half centimeter.
Right.
Anyway, so
that was fun.
now we're going to talk about Dunkle, okay? Because this podcast is about resilience and survival and overcoming. Well, this little, huh?
I said, is it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, didn't you know that?
I thought it was about marriage counseling.
And pop culture.
Pop culture questions. Things from my childhood that I want to quiz you on. So.
Oh. Do you want to talk about your childhood? Would that be better?
Jeez.
Excuse yourself. Would you like to talk about your childhood?
No.
Okay.
I don't have that much money.
I don't have that much money.
Yeah, for therapy. So.
Oh, okay. Well, we can be I can be your therapist because I'm your reverend.
Right. The book says so.
Right in the
The
book.
license says it and
Power.
everything. Yeah.
Power. No, but Dunkle was found on the street and then brought to a shelter when he was 6 years old, and he was really starving and he was really scared. And then he got adopted by a nice couple about 8 years ago, because he's 14 now. And they brought him back to life, and they doted on him, and they loved him, and now he's an old man, and he's pretty much blind, like 90% blind, but he gets along great because he's super smart, and he has a great nose, so he can kind of smell his way around, and he remembers where things are. But then, unfortunately, this couple, much to my surprise, decided they needed to get out of America. They were tired of the way things were being handled politically and pandemically and all that, and it was really just a drive for them to get out of here. So they moved to Portugal. However, they didn't take their dog with them. Now, to be honest, it is very hard to move an animal to a foreign country. They do have to quarantine them at the airport in crates for a while. But I think what was more bothersome to me was just, couldn't you just stay in America a little bit longer because he's 14 and maybe travel to Europe? You know, you don't have to necessarily move, because they love Europe. I mean, they are actually meant to be in Europe. They want to live there for the rest of their lives, travel all over Europe. They love Portugal. It's really, cheap living. All of it makes sense. But I just feel like really, really sad. And so I had known Dunkle for about 5 or 6 years. I've known these clients. And he's become my therapy dog, so because he's so cute, you just can't
he's
help
really
but
sweet, good
and
temperament.
he's sweet, and so I visited him like twice a month for 5 years, or he'd come here to the loft or whatever. And so they ended up deciding to give him to the people that bought their house, and I went to the same house to visit him, and they've only been gone 2 months, but over the course of that 2 months, I noticed him getting more and more disheveled, more and more matted and smelly, and kind of like he hadn't been brushed, and then he got more and more needy with me. Like every time I'd leave, he'd start to howl. And then I noticed his nails were kind of twisted and starting to grow into his paws, and he was limping. And I just said, it was a week and a half ago, I said to the lady, she's a lovely lady, but I think she was in over her head with taking someone else's dog. I think she meant well, but I just said, are you okay? And she said, no. She said, this is too hard for me. I can't do this. Do you want him? And I said, yes, because I could see that he wasn't getting the kind of care that he needed. You know, some dog, like she had a dog too, but he didn't need that because he was raised that way to be more independent, Anyway,
Well,
so
he also has the kind of hair that you need to groom.
and you have to groom him. He was just
Yeah.
he was so mad at
Because, like, if you have a furred animal, they you don't have to get it cut or get it, like, dematted or
but
whatever.
this is hair, right?
This is hair, so
He's
this
a
is
Schnauzer poodle mix, a schnoodle.
Yeah, and that's going to
miniature.
be damaging to the animal if you don't help him out.
So I got him. So she cried. She felt guilty. I reached out to his former parents because I still train them online in Portugal. I'm actually an international trainer now because of that. And a reverend.
And a minister. Man, the list goes
And an
on to your
aunt.
accolades. Yeah.
And an aunt.
And
A fitness instructor.
and
A dog animal rescuer because
Yeah.
I also rescued the cats. Anyway, so I co-adopted him because when I said yes, I knew I couldn't keep him overnight because we have a dog at home that is rabid or whatever. Not rabid, but he's so jealous. He's rabid. He's got rabies, Don't worry. Don't call animal control. Yeah, highly protective and jealous of me. I mean, he will eat anybody's face, but he certainly would eat this guy for breakfast, and he would be dead. And it would be so stressful to keep him safe and keep him apart, and he
Yeah.
couldn't get the attention I need. So I was like, what do I do? So I just started asking around, and one of my really, really good clients and friends, his name is Ty, he said, I'll take him. I'll take him as long as I don't have to pay for him and as long as I have help. I'll take him at night or whenever I can't have him here at the loft.
Mm-hmm.
And it's worked out wonderfully. He is such a trooper. I got him groomed. I got him a new collar, new harness. And he's only been with us since Monday, so it's less than a week. But he knows me real well. But talk about resilience, because for 2 months he was living in this house that was his house, but his owners were gone, and his care turned into completely different or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
He could have easily just gotten depressed, but no, he's a trooper, and he completely was smart enough to reach out to me because every time I'd come, he'd whine and he'd go like this, and I could tell he's like, please take me with you, kind of thing. So it's a sad story with a happy ending, but I just wanted to talk about the
he's safe now.
resilience of Dunkle, Dunkel, which means shadow in German, because he's got kind of a shadowy look, like Matt. And and what's funny is Dunkle was matted before I got him groomed.
Matt is mad.
And Matt is matted.
Because his name is Matt.
And when I was having all kinds of problems with my mats out there, I was saying, I'm having mat trouble. And Katie's like, not me.
Really?
Get it?
Yeah, right.
Or maybe she said me too. Something like that.
Depends on the day, kind of thing, yeah.
But anyway, yeah, and Dunkel also is a German dark beer, and it also is, and then he's a German dog, a Schnauzer poodle. So.
Nice. Dunkle, everybody.
Dunkel, welcome Dunkel. Oh, and Matt. Yeah. Thank you, Matt.
Nah, Dunkle's obviously the priority here.
He's a real buddy. So anyway, that's my story of Dunkel. And then the other big news, and what Katie and I originally were going to talk about, but we came up with all these other fun things, which is...
What is it, like a half hour till we get to the actual topic
to
or
the
something?
actual
Yeah.
topic,
Yeah.
is that I sold my parents' home, and it's we're closing on November 15th, and so tomorrow everyone's going over there to say goodbye. And I thought it'd be interesting to talk about change and decades of memories and just
Or end of an era kind of thing, like...
yeah, just it's weighing in on me more than I thought it would, because I haven't really spent much time over there recently, and neither have you.
Right.
But now that it's ending, it's kind of like, ooh, the thought of that house. We've been there for 45 years. And it's always been kind of a stable force in our life because it was always there and it was always cared for. And so you could go there and know everything would be in place.
Right.
All the bills would be paid,
There's always snacks in the
everything
cupboards.
stocked, exactly.
The freezer always had ice cream sandwiches and like little ice cream Dove ice cream bars. I remember they always got the little truck that came by, or Schwann's too.
Yeah. Then always anything packaged made it easier.
And now that I'm an adult, I realize how nice that is to make it seem like everything is just there. you know?
Yeah, and always would go get what everyone liked. Like would get this kind of soda and that kind of juice and that kind of
Yeah,
snack.
and it was fully stocked. Like everything was just like ready for people to be there, and I'm like that. I understand the effort that they did to make it seem like everything was so easily done.
Yeah.
You know, like it. I think that really sits with me.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the mini fridge was always stocked, and like the pool was always clean. The house was always clean in general.
Everything was always taken care of. It was really, yeah. And so, do you think you still want that refrigerator?
Yeah, if no one fights me on it, I
Okay.
would like it. Yeah.
Well, it's nobody would fight you on it. I mean, it's yours if you want it.
I mean, like any other people, like if they wanted it. Instead.
Well, I think you laid claim to it first.
True.
But
it'd be hard to ship it to Sarah, I think, at this point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's that, and I'm sure
Right.
you know. I mean, that's my college refrigerator, you know. But
That's crazy, yeah.
But she likes it because it was what was stocked next to the door that led out to the pool.
Yeah, so you'd run in,
So,
grab
yeah.
a soda, and you know, it was always good memories in that sense.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And so that I mean that's kind of where we're at with the whole Albrecht saga. It's going to be gone. Everyone's going to meet there tomorrow, like I said, and then after that, it's going to belong to someone else.
Yeah.
And we put my dad in the ground too, so that was another final kind of thing that we
Right.
did, you know. So definitely life moves on, but it's a big one. It's a big one. It's different. And Steve is going to move to my home in Lake Geneva for a while, and he's looking forward to the change. But he's also nostalgic because he's lived there since he was 4. You know.
Yeah, it's been a big part of all of our lives, you know, and you could say it's just a house, but it holds so many memories, and then no longer being able to access those or that's the physical memories of it is just a huge change in life.
It just knowing it's not there anymore.
But it's
Yeah.
also inevitable. Like you have to say goodbye to things. You have to end chapters of your life because then you can go on to the next one.
I feel like it's holding me down personally because it's become such a burden, that house.
Yeah, because you've been taking care of it for the past, 7 years?
7 years since Grandma got sick in 2014. So, yeah, 7 years because my dad didn't know after Grandma died, and then he had the stroke, and then when Ken died, you know who he is.
Right.
Then it was like he just he lost his mind. He didn't know how to do bills anymore. He didn't know how to run a household. You know, everything became my responsibility for getting this person in to fix that or this and that and da da da. And now with him having gone to assisted living, the place really is becoming run down. And it's weird to
Right.
see it. It's kind of sad to see this perfection be deteriorating. And I don't want to spend time and money getting it fixed up because it doesn't make sense to keep it anymore. So, there's
Right.
lots of practical reasons, but then there's the emotion. My therapist thinks that I'm going to crash when this is all over, that this is going to be the big thing. Well, the second biggest thing to Terry dying, but it's going to be a big change. And when it's over and I don't have the burden of all that over there with all those bills and all those issues, and Steve is taken care of and the estate is done, that I'm going to crash and it's all going to hit me, all the changes of the last 6-7 years,
Well, it does seem like that's how you cope with things, is just to keep things going. Like I feel like you like to keep busy to cope with the
Yeah,
issues and stuff.
to
you know?
distract myself and all that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Which is common. I think a lot of people do that, but then when all of a sudden it kind of is no longer as pressing as it has been for the however many years now, it's just it's gonna probably affect you in some way.
Especially if I have more time, but then again, I can always adopt another animal or take on another project.
That's always a great idea. Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah. So
Matt, have you ever had a house or a a big change that you had to say goodbye to, after the you didn't really know your grandpa, right?
excuse me.
I mean, I did.
Briefly.
Yeah, but I was, 5 when. So I remember remember the good things, and I remember him being sick briefly, and then I remember when we walked in the hospital room after they said he died. But it didn't really, like, I guess I remember, like, the picture I was drawing more than, like the emotions I felt, I guess, because I was so young. But, like, I remember it, but it wasn't, like, it didn't affect me, emotionally as much because I was so young, I guess.
Well, how old were you when he died?
5.
Oh,
Kindergarten, yeah.
so what about your grandma on that side?
She's still alive.
Oh, that's the one that okay. And then what about the other side?
They both died when I was in high school.
Did you have good memories of their house or them or?
Well, their house, they moved to a trailer. I don't know when. Probably we were still in elementary school or whatever. But I have memories of that house. But yeah, it's not the same because and even my grandma's, because she lived here-ish, Waukegan, and and then moved to Omaha and lived in an apartment that I remember, and then she lived in a house, but it wasn't really. She moved when she left that house was because she was, and that's a house kind of not exactly the same, but it was a fun place that we played hide and seek in, that kind of stuff.
This was the Waukegan one?
Well, that too. I mean, I remember that house too, but in Omaha, the house that we would visit growing up from when. I mean, they lived there when my grandpa died, so I was probably 4 or 5 when they moved to that house, and
So you didn't really ever have one place where Grandma and Grandpa were.
yeah, I guess, but for the most part, it was from 4 or 5 till 16 when she moved back to Kenosha. But when we packed up and moved that house, it was good because she was coming back to Kenosha.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
she was moving into a condo here, so.
It's not the same as like.
It's not the same
Yeah.
as what you guys have had.
Having a lifetime in one place
right.
where you build up,
Right.
certain things.
Because
Yeah.
I felt that way too when we sold Albina's house, my dad's mom. Because that was another stability, that was always there.
Who was the one? Was it Grandpa that was selling it?
Grandpa bought it from her before she died,
Oh,
so that if she had to go in a nursing home, they deplete, if you don't have insurance, they deplete your assets, and then you go on Medicaid
oh,
to
okay.
pay for it. So he didn't want the house to get lost, so he bought it, and then he sold it to one of his high school classmates, which is ironic. I just thought of that. I'm selling to one of my high school classmates.
Wow.
But he sold.
History repeats itself.
Oh my God. He sold his parents' house to one of his high school classmates. I'm selling my parents' house to one of my high school classmates. There's something in that to me. That's weird.
That is interesting.
I got to think that one through. I just realized that.
It's like you're following in your dad's footsteps in one way.
Without knowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without even realizing it.
And it was so he sold that after she died, because he just figured why have it and have to care for it. So it's kind of the same as me, I guess.
Yeah.
Similar, but it didn't
It's
have
kinda cool.
It didn't have a Steve in it.
No.
Elvina's house.
No, I don't think it did.
I tried to sell Steve with the house, but it didn't go.
So
He only eats 3 times a day and some snacks. You just gotta talk it up a little bit. Yeah.
So I'm not as attached to things, I guess, because Katie, I mean, I remember when you crashed your car, and you had to take a moment because your Honda, you were like
I really love
that
my
was
Honda.
your
Yeah.
I've never had that. Like, car's a car, like I've things like that's just things, I guess, for me. I always joke that whenever my dad was even saying that he wants to move, but but whenever my parents want to leave that house, I want to keep it because it's right next to a school, so I can rent it out to people and make money. But that's how I think. It's not like a sentimental thing as
Business
much. I mean,
mind.
I think if it was it could be a really cool house, but since it's right next to the school, I can make money at rent. That kind of thing. So. But that's the only reason that's how I think, not the nostalgic thing. So like if you if for some reason you wanted to keep Grandpa's house, it was like, oh yeah, you just rent that out for a lot of money for in Libertyville, not the sentimental side.
Exactly, and
So
that's also one of the reasons why I do want to sell it, is because renting it keeps me attached to it, and I just need to see what it feels like to not have to go there anymore.
I think you need a clean break.
Yeah. Yeah.
And while it may bring up some sad memories, I think it's going to be ultimately good for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, I do too, including Steve. He really needs to, and it's not, he's living in a neighborhood where all these young couples are moving in and starting to raise families. And he's like 49 and lives with a cat,
Yeah.
Although a great cat.
Nothing. Yeah, I was gonna say nothing wrong with living with a cat.
The cat who's been on this show, remember, Herbie.
I don't know. Did he come up? Actually,
He did. Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I guess I didn't. Yeah, I think he was just down there.
Oh.
But I feel like I don't know.
Yeah, he was in the room. We mentioned him.
We've had Bernie, Bella.
I think Lando came for one of them too.
Did he?
I thought he just came.
We brought him here. Yeah,
We brought him here, but I don't think he stayed for a podcast, did he?
he did. That's why I think we brought him. Yeah, he wasn't on the camera or anything.
Or maybe I think because we were only audio.
We might have been only audio at that time.
Okay.
Yeah. But he was in the room, and I think he went to go hide under the bed because he's scared of Bernie. But but in general, I think he was here in the building for it. So, but yeah, we've had a lot of animals,
And then now Dunkle.
and now Dunkle. You should bring Dixie next time.
Oh, jeez.
Just separate the other animals to the other room or something, and then see how it goes.
Is he sleeping?
Looks like it. Yeah.
Chilling.
And also with the house, I think you said your dad was usually as good as it could get for the most part in terms of his mood.
Yeah.
His mood.
Yeah, and he would always play games with us. Like I remember Thanksgivings, and he would play football in the street,
Yeah. Yeah.
and those are great memories.
Yeah.
Like he was just more mild. Like I think he also felt more relaxed there because everything was so taken care of, and like what we were talking about earlier, that he didn't act out as much.
And he
towards
didn't
us.
have to even do anything. Like they would, order him pizza and make mistakes and,
Yeah.
all of you. Like you could always be, it was like being
That was
entertained
always,
as opposed to
like coming to your parents' house,
to help.
where it was like the direct opposite for you, where you had to come and help, right?
Oh my God, yes.
To all extents, with like taking care of an old sick person, like it's
the
very
very
different than
end.
getting served a steak or given pizza money when they go out to a play or something. It's a totally different experience.
And then I would normally do the dishes and do all, all that and try to, help out a little bit. So I would at least talk to my parents or my mom, whereas your dad hardly even talked to him. He'd just go down in the family room and watch TV,
Yeah, I don't even know if he said hello. Hey, how you doing? He would just go straight to somewhere else, And
then-
I'm really looking back on that and thinking about, that's so strange. If you go into someone's house, even if it's your parents, you say hi to them first before you do anything else.
Well, and they made you sit and visit.
Yes, but not him. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're right.
The double standard that goes with him is so appalling. Every time I go back to it, I think of something else. Like, why doesn't he visit with you? Why doesn't he offer to help Dad, who's out cleaning the pool right now? Why doesn't he offer to pay for a meal?
Yeah, even if it's just takeout pizza or something.
Or bring his own food or something, but nope.
Yeah.
Mom, can we have spaghetti tonight? I thought you were going home. Well, can you make spaghetti first?
He did like spaghetti a lot.
Yeah.
That's an unlocked memory. I didn't even pay, I honestly didn't even think about that, but yeah, you're right. He asked for spaghetti a lot, actually.
And then it was almost impossible to get him to go home because he would come almost every weekend, and then he'd want to stay yet Sunday night, and then he would make your mom stay and this was after you guys already, well, I think sometimes you stayed too and had to scramble to school really quick on a Monday morning.
That sounds right.
But I know your mom would have to get up at 4 a.m. to get back up to Milwaukee and get ready for work and then go to work just because he didn't want to leave because he wanted to milk it for all it was worth.
Right.
And they couldn't say no, and neither could your mom.
Right.
And so it was really a real unhealthy attachment to that place and to mom and dad.
Which explains why he was more mild there, but it's
because
still...
he got what he wanted, for the most part. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Ironic that he's the one buried with mom and dad in the memorial garden. The three of them are together now.
Ironic or symbolic.
Exactly. Not really ironic at all.
Yeah. No, it makes
Actually
sense.
makes sense. Yeah.
Makes sense, in a way.
Is Bella out there? I heard her meowing.
I didn't see her walking over here.
Okay.
But she probably is out there. Yeah.
At least she's not having a seizure like the last time.
With Bernie, yeah.
Couple times
Yeah.
Anyway, Matt, anything else to say? We're actually going to make our way over to Acorn Lane, which is my parents' house, this afternoon too, to just check it out before tomorrow, because Matt can't join us tomorrow. Correct?
Correct.
Yeah, so we'll be giving it a little send-off before the bigger send-off tomorrow, it sounds like.
So, what did I learn about pop culture? I learned that Eeyore is not a pig.
Right.
Okay.
That's all you need to know.
Important.
And Mario has a brother named Linguini. And then, but what was the second question?
First question.
Cinderella.
You
I got that one.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So now you know it forever.
But I didn't know. Are all the other princesses from royalty?
No,
Not
all of
of
them.
them.
Actually,
she
a lot of
Belle's
them aren't.
not, yeah.
Was she a princess, Cinderella?
She became one.
She was
Oh.
the ultimate princess,
Because-
I would say, yeah.
Because the shoe got put on and fit and everything?
Yeah, and she was just like the
Prince
original,
Right?
one of the original batches of Disney movies that came out, like really old. I think like, what year did it come out?
Yes, it's an old story.
Sleeping Beauty
Yes.
was another old one, I think.
Snow White was like the first one, I think. Should have done a Snow White question.
Yeah, Snow White was really old too, but yeah, she was just one of the main like first princesses that were
Is
out.
Snow White a princess?
Technically,
Yeah, she became one, right?
I feel like all Disney women are just
Yeah,
called
they
princesses,
call 'em
even though they're not.
princesses.
Yeah, like
So my client Anne Marie has a niece named Mary Princess. Her middle name is Princess.
nice.
I thought, I want that name. I want to be Reverend Mary Princess.
Hey, there's nothing stopping you. All you have to do is just go through a name change on all of your accounts
I
and
think
everything.
I can do that as a Reverend, maybe.
You can just do it in general, yeah. Change your last name from Albrecht to Princess, right?
To Princess. So we have Katie Forsyth and Mary Princess.
No more Albrechts in sight, yeah.
No more Albrecht authors.
That's funny. It'll be Princess and Forsyth authors, right?
Which totally flows off the tongue.
Actually, Forsyth and Princess actually works a little
Forsyth
bit better.
and Princess. Katie's looking forward
That's
to
going to be the
changing
new
her
name of the show. Forsyth,
Forsyth
and
and
Princess. I kind of like that. Has a good ring to it.
Actually, yeah, who knows, right?
Yeah. We'll
Katie's
see
looking
what
forward to
happens.
changing her name so she's no longer an Albrecht.
That's not all the way true.
That's not.
Everybody should be looking forward for that.
To be in a Forsyth.
You
I
bet.
just can't
Or
wait to say.
not being an
To not
Albrecht.
be an Albrecht.
I just can't wait to say, "May the Forsyth be with you."
Wow.
Yeah, right. Matt
When
doesn't
can-
like it.
When can you say that? Is that part of your vows?
No, we can make it our like wedding hashtag if we wanted to do that. He loves that idea. Can't you tell?
May the Forsyth be with you.
May the Forsyth be with
I
you.
love it.
Yeah, I think it's great.
I even understand that reference to pop culture
I know, that's amazing.
because everyone says May the 4th,
May the 4th be with you. Yeah.
you know, and I'm like, what does that mean? And they told me, and now I understand.
It's also Maddie's birthday.
Wow.
I tell her that every year, and I don't think she cares.
May the 4th be with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
May the 4th be with you.
All right, are we almost done with this? How many minutes are we on?
I think we can wrap it up, but I think it was kind of a fun episode.
It was fun.
I'm
Yeah, we
glad
made
that
it.
you got to come on for a little bit, Matt.
You know what we should do is change No More Secrets to No More Sadness, and then we can always just have a humorous episode instead of all the heavy stuff.
That could be good.
Could still have the same initials.
Yeah.
SAD.
We can just put like a post-it over the sign or something.
Yeah.
The neon sign and everything else.
It's even the same number of letters. SADNESS.
And it starts with S and ends with S.
So all we need to do would replace three. SAD.
It's just all of the middle
Five
letters.
letters.
Same amount of letters.
Hey, she's wicked smart. Can't you tell?
Not a math guy.
That was a quick counting in your head, I think.
Yep.
Oh, that's funny.
All right, I think I need to take my dog outside because I have a dog now.
You do. I gotta take my Matt outside.
He
Too.
doesn't have a litter box.
You're pretty.
All right, everybody. Thank you.
Thanks
Matt.
for listening to this.
Thank
this
you, Dr.
episode.
Forsyth.
You're welcome.
And thank you, Dunkle.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
And thank you for being you. Go in peace.
What?
I'm a reverend.
Oh, right.
Go in peace.
I forget
Serve
all the time.
Lord. Serve your reverence.
People are gonna get the wrong idea from this podcast.
All right.
Anyways, thanks for listening and watching.
Till next time.
We'll see you next time.
Do 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 do
Boom, boom,
do
ba-dum,
do
da-dum,
do
da-dum,
do
da-dum, 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 da-dum.
do.